Life is a lot like beekeeping. Beekeeping isn't easy, and at times can be downright tough. Sometimes you feel like you're on an island, that you're not making a difference, and that you're on your own. But just remember, the darkest hour is just before dawn. There are those out there shining a light, being the change, and being a lighthouse. You're not alone. There's an incredible community of folks who want to help, who want to lift you up, and want to see you do well. Like the honeybee is to the hive, we're better together. With hard work, if we work together, and with a little help from above, all things are possible. It's not just about keeping bees. It's about being our brother's keeper. Be the lighthouse.
Well, hey,
What's up?
fellas,
Hey, what's up, guys?
how's it going?
We're back.
We're
I
back.
know. We're,
It's good to see you guys.
Good to see you, fellas. Are you enjoying the Christmas season so far?
Man, I've just been busy, but yeah.
The better question: have you been enjoying the Christmas cookie season?
Oh, yeah. There's always good treats during Christmas time. That's for
Look
sure.
at Brian. Am I gonna get Brian in trouble?
We had our Christmas lunch at work today. They bought us lunch, and that was pretty good. So
oh, nice.
free food and lots of food. So that was good.
Greg, Tara knows how I
Mm.
am. So when I was at work, I'm up in Cleveland, and she tells me she's making like chocolate covered, nuts and all these different things. I get home and I'm doing this, looking around, looking up on the fridge. I can't find nothing.
She's hiding it.
She hides it all. She knows.
Susie's been doing the same thing. She's been posting stuff to our Instagram and Facebook with the kids making cookies and doing this and doing that, and then I'll go in and I can smell them. And the kitchen's warm, but they're
Warm.
nowhere to be found. She's hiding them. She's hiding them from me. So
Yep.
I've got my own little stashes. We went straight from Thanksgiving pie season. I was gonna get back on keto and behave, but now I'm just decided I'm just gonna roll through Hive Life. So if you guys see big rotund Greg, just know I've been taking some time. It's me time, and me time is cookies and milk.
There you go. Well, I never stopped doing that, Greg.
See,
I need to. I
like
need
your
to
style,
stop doing
Bruce.
that. I need to stop doing that. But
Yeah.
my problem is I've started this thing where I try to do almost like an intermittent fasting thing where you don't eat after 8 o'clock at night and you until lunch the next day. And so what I do right before I go to bed, I go and I get some stuff and I eat, and then I do pretty good wait until lunch. But I don't know. I'm weak when it comes to trying to get on, lose a little weight or whatever. But it's okay.
Yep.
If I decide to do it someday, maybe I will, or maybe I won't. Who knows?
I want to pretend that I'm going to do better with those things, and but
It's hard.
I've got some sweet spots there, but I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
get into all that. Want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. I know we saw a lot of you at the earlier premiere at 7 o'clock. We premiered the brand new video Pure Hive and the Honor Hunt with Jeff Johnson, and I know we've been kind of talking about that a little bit. I went out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota to visit with Jeff and all the guys at Premier, check out the factory, see how everything is made. And while we were there, I mean, you're in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So any sportsman or outdoorsman or outdoors enthusiast knows South Dakota is just known for upland bird hunting. So Jeff took me out. We did a lot of hunting, and it was so fun to be able to go out there. Sioux Falls, South Dakota is like the mecca of pheasant hunting. That's Pheasants Forever. That's where all the videos. It's the pinnacle. So to be like in the prime spot to do some pheasant hunting and to be able to do it with the patriarch of our family passed away recently, to be able to go out in Fred's honor with one of Fred's guns to bring back some pheasants and go on that hunt in his honor was amazing. So that was just a great time. So it was fun to try to capture some of that in that video, and then also get into and talk about what is Pura Hive, what is Puracell, what is the Pura Hives, what is this new line from Premier Bee Products. I know a lot of us, you guys have used the Premier Foundation, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I have. Mm-hmm.
So it's we all know what that's about, how much of a game changer it's been for us in the bee yards. And so now they've taken it to a whole nother level with new products that are just I'm really excited about. Your folks are going to start hearing and seeing that name a lot. So it was cool to be right there in the thick of it and just see them operating, do the things that they do best, which is just making premium bee products. So.
Yeah, I just dropped a video yesterday, I think it was, about the Premiere putting the frames together, and it was before I'd shot that video back in the summer actually, and just never actually edited and got it uploaded, but I finally did. So I tried to indicate in there that it was the Puracell, and Jeff actually was kind enough to shoot some video of his crew at work right before I shot that video myself, and how they use the jig to put all the frames together and everything. And so I tried to imitate. I didn't use the same size staples he did. I would have had to gotten a whole new gun for that. But
right,
basic technique he used to get everything organized, and then it just was much faster, I think, than doing them one at a time, or how I would have tried to figure it out probably. So he was gracious enough to send me that video, and I think they may have an automated system now, don't they, Greg, to do that? But back then they didn't. They were doing it all by hand still. So.
Yep.
He told me they were looking to get an automated system, which would be a perfect system, of course. But they had jigs and stuff set up to move the frames different ways once they pulled them out of the original jig. But that was the Bruce Jenny in the garage way of doing it, trying to follow
whatever it takes.
Example. So hopefully some folks got some good out of that. I've had a couple of people comment on the jig, and they might try to find that and try that out and see how it works for them. So. But yeah, I'm real impressed with those boxes. I've got a little video shot of, they sent me one of them with my logo on it and everything, and it's really just high quality. I've just got so many boxes right now.
They're almost too pretty to put out in the field, aren't they, Brian?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to. I just can't put it out there unless I wax it, but I don't want to paint it and mess up the. I'd like to take mine and get it wax dipped, and then set it up there by the horizontal hive and just kind of make, my driveway at my mom's farm up there, kind of put some of my sample. If I ever did a learning yard, I might do it right there. where you've been there, Greg. You've seen where I started my beekeeping adventure right there. And so that'd be kind of cool to do that. And, you know, I do have the apple maze in my backyard, but as far as any other unique hives or special hives, I might just put them right there along that road. And people can see them as they drive up and down the driveway to my mom's house. So
I've got an idea of what I might do with a pure hive.
What's that, Brian?
I've got my Castle Hives box right there, and I think the only thing that I'm going to do with it, well, the first trip, it's got to make a trip down to Nature's Image Farm because I need to get it wax dipped. And then what I got to do when I'm down there is I got to get one of those Nature's Image Farm deeps, and because that'll be wax dipped. And then I need to see if I can't fandangle a way that I can get like a Bruce's Bees and have like a Stream Team hive.
Let's just say there's some plans in the works, and I don't know if we want to. Do we want to? Well, today is a Christmas show. We're going to talk about some Christmas things. We're going to talk about bees. We're going to talk about what we're doing this time of year, what we're planning on doing. But we have a really, really, really big show coming up next Wednesday on the Castle Hives YouTube channel, the 1-year anniversary show. There's going to be some incredible giveaways for that show. I don't know if we want to even let the cat out of the bag. Shekinah Honeywork, that's John Lawler. What does he say there? Something about Susie's Top Bar?
No, that was somebody else. Well, I might have heard through the grapevine, are there going to be wax dipped top bar hives?
I'm going to take a video of a winter inspection on a top bar hive. Winter inspection on a top bar hive. Stay tuned. It'll be cool. That thing is, yes. Spoiler alert: the top bar hive is doing amazing. It's cruising. It could care less about me. It could care less about how much Susie doesn't like the configure. It's just, it's almost hard. It's like a little mini me. It's just hard headed, and the fact that it knows that someone doesn't like it, it's just going to dig in and just do it the best it can, no matter what, and just keep cruising.
Next year, that thing. What did it end up? It got out to, was it 16? Whatever they call it. Were they utilizing?
Corrected me. You told me you're the master
spline?
beekeeper in training. Splines, racks, slats. I don't know.
Didn't they build out? What was it? 16?
A bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bunch.
Now, if they go through the winter, come springtime, that thing is going to go gangbusters.
You know what's so cool is they kind of downsized on their own, and when I look at them, they're kind of hanging out. Oddly enough, I shouldn't say oddly enough, that they're in like a 5 to 6 frame area. Just they're all buttoned up nice and tight, just doing their thing, which makes you really. It's got my wheels turning, especially with top bar hives. You guys know that I'm a huge fan of Ricky and Ruth Rorick at Horizontal Bees, and the Lighthouse Hive that they built for us. There are so many things about beekeeping that we regurgitate, that we want to believe, that may or may not be true. But it seems like bees want to do a certain thing for winter. No matter the books you're reading, they could care less about that. They just do, they just do what they're going to do. And to see these bees that are just happy and hunky dory in a 5 to 6 frame, little spot, it's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do throughout the entire winter.
So you're telling me?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Bruce. I was just going to say the bees didn't read these books that I got back here.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna have to talk.
I know it sounds it's a stretch.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Bruce?
Let while we're talking about both Ricky Rorick horizontal hives and your bees, let me just and winter bees. Let me show y'all something if I can figure out the technology here.
Oh, look at Bruce.
Hold on. Wait a second. I don't know. Wait a minute. Hold on. Why did it come over here? I don't know. Can you guys see that? Let me see if I can get it full screen. There we go. All right. So Greg, this is the nuke, one of the weaker nukes actually made when you came down here with one of your queens.
Wow.
Yeah, looks like they pulled through and started to build up.
And they are in Ricky's horizontal hive. When we put them in here, I think it was about 2 or 3 frames of bees. That was back in early October, I believe. And I have been driving up and down the driveway. It's been fairly, you can see the green grass. It's been fairly warm. It hasn't been very cold here. It's about to change. We got a storm coming through tonight. In the middle of the night, it's going to be crazy after that. But
Wow.
so I went in there Monday, and this is Monday in Ricky's hive, and they haven't been flying much. So I'm like, man, are there even any bees in there? But I'm like, oh, I hope they're not dead, because it was kind of dreary and cloudy that day. But man, when I lifted that lid, that's what I found.
Nice.
And let me see if I can figure out how to do this. I'm so bad on computers.
I'm proud of you, Bruce. That's a big step there. Look at you
How do I
sharing
get
your
it?
screen.
I don't know how to get it down. How to get it? Oh man, there it is. Okay, hold on. I'll get out of there. Oh, now I'm gonna go show you this one. This is some Hive Alive I put in there. Whoops, I pulled over there. For some reason, it wants to come up on this other screen.
It's almost like in the back of my head, one small step.
Oh man, don't make fun of me. Come on, man. That's good.
I'm proud of you, Bruce. You're doing good.
All right, so if I don't know how how to
Nice.
make it look bigger, but if you look on this, I put some Hive Alive. I just kind of I cut this thing and then I just broke pieces and put the whole thing in there. Literally
Cool.
within like a minute, that's what it looked like.
Wow.
They really have very little food in there for some reason.
Wow.
I guess they've been growing and they've been eating all their food. I'm not sure if they had a lot to start with, but that just shows you they jumped on that Hive Alive fawn that was probably just, these chunks right here that are covered with bees, they've probably been there 3 or 4 minutes, and these over here have been in there like a minute on the kind of around the edges. So and I had some Hive Alive, when you cut the label out of it on the bags the way you normally put it in there, how the labels have some, the part of the bag you cut off has a little bit of the stuff on the back of it. Bees were landing on that and trying to eat it. So
wow.
It was they needed, I didn't give it to all my bees. A lot of them were plenty heavy, but the ones that felt like they were light, I put it in there. So those bees are chomping down on that stuff right now.
That's a great strategy for top bar hives, for horizontals, for singles. To be able to put something like that on top, I think that's a big deal, especially with the way that this winter's looking. It's going to be worse this year than it was last year, as far as how much of the roller coaster up and down temps that there is. So
yeah,
cool.
We've been really warm. It's been almost concerning. It's been like 60s, 70s. We had a little cool snap, but we're about to be in a couple of weeks of for pretty cold, I think, like we're talking freezing at night and just some pretty chilly temperatures for here. And guess what's coming up? What we need to be building up for? Pollination. And right when we're about to really start building up for pollination, of course, cold weather is going to come in. So that's going to make it difficult. And so, anyway, I'm trying to figure out, I've got my pollination bees they're not near, some of them are as strong as they need to be, but most of them aren't. For some reason, they haven't built up like I'd hope they would. And so I hope I can get enough colonies to meet my commitment. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm going to try. We'll see what happens. We're going to try. And
Brian, you're going to have to, when hashtag Brian200 is really in place, you're going to have to just sell some bees to Bruce so he can make that contract.
If I ever get to the point where I had 200, Bruce would probably have like 1,400. He'll be like, the Southern Stepler Farms.
Right.
Man. Yeah. I wouldn't have to put him in a big shed though. That just seems like so much work to me, but Ian does what he's got to do. Man, that would be tough. So,
yeah. Well, I've got some news I wanted to get out there before I forget. I've got some stuff that people sent that I want to make sure we get them, shout them out too. I wanted to let everybody know that we have got our packages went live just a little while ago. So if you go to our website, naturesimagefarm.com, if you're interested in ordering packages, nukes, or queens, packages are live. But here's what makes that even special. From now until midnight on Christmas Day, if you use hashtag StreamTeam, one word, you get $10 off each package. So if you are in the Ohio or surrounding area, you want to come visit, you want to come pick up bees with us, go to our website, naturesimagefarm.com. And if you click on packages, you can select the date and the pickup location. If you're going to come here to the farm and pick it up, just click on the Hopewell, Ohio, Nature's Image Farm and the date. Click on that, however many you want. You'll see we have tiered pricing. There's a certain price from 1 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 plus, and so on. No matter how many you buy, if it's 1 or if it's 50, if you use the discount code STREAM TEAM between now and Christmas Day night, you'll save $10 on each package. When you're on the website there, you can learn more about the Learning Yard. If you're not already familiar with that, the Learning Yard's a free hands-on learning opportunity, free for military veterans and also our nuke and package customers. It's a way that we can say thank you and support you for supporting us. What we do is we meet. Every other Saturday we'll talk about a bee topic, and then we'll take that information right out to the Learning Yard, apply it hands-on. What's incredible about this is it absolutely exploded on us this year. We weren't expecting it to grow as fast as it did. We outgrew phase one on day one, which was an incredible blessing. And so if you're following along on the YouTube channel or our socials, you'll see that we just poured a 64 by 46 concrete slab for phase two. Phase two is a much bigger supply store, classroom, and warehouse. It's going to let us do a lot more for folks. Help be the lighthouse when we can, whether it's mentoring, fellowshipping, or just teaching. A lot of learning opportunities. So don't miss out on that. All you have to do to be a part of that is to be a military veteran. Shoot me an email, go right to the Learning Yard tab on the website, or buy a package or a nuke, and you'll get right into our system. We'll communicate via email, and we're looking forward to have everybody out there. So I just want to thank everybody. I know if you guys get tired of me saying thank you, I'm sorry about that. But I'm not sorry about that, because we wouldn't be where we are if it weren't for the folks that support us. That means an awful lot for my wife, my family. We raised 7 kids here on the farm. And so we're serious about what we do, and we want to provide the best product for folks. And we want to do business with good folks too. So we really appreciate you guys. You guys really make everything possible for us. So I wanted to just throw that out there. If you're interested in packages, check out nature'simagefarm.com. They just went live today. We usually sell out pretty quick. Not a pressure sale, just letting you know, plan accordingly. And then, of course, we're already sold out for April and May for Queens. We have some availability left in June, and then we're getting ready to work into July and August here shortly. So it's just some of the basic housekeeping things. I want to get that out of the way there. So other than that, while I'm in this mood of or this mode of thankfulness, we got something pretty cool in the mail. Let me show you this. The Stream team got their very first Christmas card.
What?
From SNL Apiary. It says, "Happy Holidays, Stream Team." You ready? Check this out. This is where we borrowed the thumbnail for today's thing. Look at the inside. Isn't that cool?
Oh, wow. I like it. Yeah.
Look at Bruce. Doesn't Bruce look good as Santa Claus? If only he had more white in his hair, though. Bruce need more white in your hair.
No, we took that out, but that'll be okay for Santa. That'll be okay for Santa.
Oh, and just a real nice note. And this comes from SNL Apiary. I think better known for most of you folks. I believe it's Filament Corner. Isn't that right, Brian?
Yep.
Spanky, Little Sis, Innocence, Mom, Spring, and I think it's LaFay. So anyways, from all the folks there, I want to say thanks. And on the back is pretty cool. It's like art. He's got the schematics for a Hive Live thing on the back. So Spanky and crew, thanks for
thank you
for thinking of us. And then I had a gentleman stop by, and he bought 10 cases of Hive Alive fondant from the farm this week. So I wanted to thank him for that order. But he wanted to drop this off. So Roger Chafee, he's up in Northern Ohio. I want to say thanks. It's a nice big. He got 2 huge bottles of honey for us. So I told him I'm going to eat one, and I'm going to put one on the honey shelf for everybody. So I think that's cool. The honey shelf, I'm going to need to get out of there though and get somewhere a little bit warm. Wayne's Honeybee, I want to say thank you for that super chat, that $20 super chat. That means a lot. What we've been doing with all the super chats, when you guys send us super chats, have been using that to purchase all the giveaways, to be able to just to pay it right back and pay it on to somebody else. We've got a huge show coming up next week where there is thousands and thousands of dollars of giveaways.
Mm-hmm.
One of them that I think I'll go ahead and just kind of tease now is we are going to be giving away a complete Pura wax dipped hive kit, which is 2 deeps, a medium, all of the Puracell frames. Everything is going to be assembled foundation, a bottom board, top cover, a bucket feeder, the whole shebang, all assembled with bees. It's also going to have bees in it. And so that's a really fun way. We're going to do some fun things with the engraving on the boxes. We're going to be it's going to be a Stream Team branded hive kit. It's going to be very unique, one of a kind. It's going to be awesome for somebody. So stay tuned next week on the Castle Hives YouTube channel, 8 p.m. for the big 1-year anniversary. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, for those who may have wondered where we were last week, we were talking about some of this stuff and trying to figure all this out. So we're extremely excited. I just, it's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Be power packed, and yeah, it's going to be fun.
And all these folks make these things possible. So I want to thank Grammy's midwife, Lisa. Thank you for your super chat. I really do appreciate that. Garrison Beehives says, Greg, will you deliver Pepto Queens to Vancouver, Washington? We will. We ship our queens anywhere in the continental U.S. We do things a little bit differently, where we only ship UPS next day. Every queen that we ship, if it's going to one state over or clear over on the West Coast, we only go air. It costs you a little bit more, but the last thing that either one of us want is bees to arrive and they'd be dead because they got mishandled, they got cooked, the list goes on and on and on. So we're happy to ship our Pepto Pink Queens anywhere in the country. If that's something that you're interested in, just check us out at naturesimagefarm.com. Get those orders on. If you do want your queens marked Pepto Pink, just make a note on the order, and I'll be sure to mark those pink. And I'm going to offer just a handful of Pepto Pink breeder queens. These breeder queens are going to be the absolute best of the best in the yard. They're going to be queens that I don't even want to see leave. But one thing that I'm really excited about is just because I have access to high quality genetics and we keep making really great queens and really great bees, I want to be able to share that with other folks too. I'm really excited that we were able to get good genetics to folks all across the country for them to trial, for them to blend those genetics into their yard to up their game. So we're going to offer just a very handful of Pepto Pink breeders. If that's something that you're interested in, shoot me an email at naturesimagefarm.com, and we'll put you on that list. And so it's just another way we can get really good genetics to folks who, if you are getting into raising your own queens, if you're raising your own nukes and you really want to level up with some genetics, shoot us an email and let's talk. But if you guys have any questions tonight, the comments are flying by so quick on the screen here that I don't know that we can hardly even catch up. If you've got a question, put it in maybe capitals, or if there's I don't know how sometimes you see the comments are highlighted. Okay, yeah, cool. Jason Crook over at Bohemia Bees, thank you for that super chat. I know Jason's been busy over on his YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. He recently just released a collaborative video that I thought was really fun.
That was awesome.
Where there was a lot of different folks talking about, it's kind of like the Mythbusters sort of thing. So Jason, I thought that was a lot of fun participating in that collaboration. So go over to Bohemia Bees YouTube channel and check out that. I forget. I don't. What's the name of that thing called? Mythbusters or I can't remember. You'll see it. You'll see it. It's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah. I want to thank. I got Sweet Harlan here, Jamie Wynn. He's got an order in for a bunch of stuff. So Jamie, I appreciate you. All the folks who already have our genetics, thanks. And so I really do appreciate you guys. As we were kind of getting into the Christmas season, Fellas, I know as as our experience in life changes and our surroundings change, um, some folks are feeling the Christmas spirit and some folks aren't. Sometimes it comes and it goes. Where are you guys at this year with feeling the Christmas spirit? Are you there yet? Brian, you got it?
Our house is decorated inside and out.
Wow.
So yeah, we're there. And we
Yeah.
actually this year will be the first year in I oh my gosh, I can't remember the last time we're having people over here on Christmas Day.
Nice.
So instead of us having to run here, run there, and go everywhere, we're going up to my brother's on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day we're just hanging out. The kids are going to come over, so I think my mom's going to come over. I think her parents might come over, so it'll be nice. Yeah, yeah, just relax.
What about you, Bruce? If you have any rogue squirrels running in from the outside, climbing up the tree, are you stapling your flannels to the gutter? Or is it the drum roll and joy to the world and plug in your
No,
lights?
That
What's
is
going
the
on at the
best.
Jenny household?
well, we have a tree.
Yeah,
We we've got a tree up, and the kids are all gone now out of the house. They'll
yeah.
be back for Christmas, but they're all out west, the other three, and we've got a tree up, and we've been thinking about it a little bit. It's just different. We're empty nesters now for the most
Mm,
part, so it is different.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've always been a little bit of a, I don't want to use the word Scrooge, but I don't. I've
Oh,
always felt like Christmas is way too commercialized.
It
Since I've
is.
become an adult. Now, when I was a kid, I was all about it, but since I become an adult, I just feel like I really, when it comes to Christmas, I get more into what it's really all about. As far as
Yeah.
like, if I see videos or hear music that talks about the Savior Jesus Christ, then I get teared up, and it means a lot more to me than all the pomp and circumstance and the Christmas. I enjoy the Christmas spirit. I like it. I get it, but I just don't get as fired up about that. We had at church this last Saturday, we had like a breakfast or a brunch in Bethlehem, and they kind of decorated up the cultural hall or gym there at the church like Bethlehem, and it was really, they tried to make it as authentic as possible. And we had I didn't realize it was going to be this, what it was. It was they did a play, like a presentation, like a 45-minute play. And my gosh, that really touched me. And that's really the first real hit me in the heart Christmas spirit I've had this year. And it really kind of got me really good. And there's a video out that's called The Christ Child that I just love. It's been out for 2 or 3 years now. I kind of share it every year around this time. I'll probably be sharing it in the next week or two more than once. Most powerful video I've ever seen when it comes to the birth of the Savior. And so that's really where I try to keep my focus. We do exchange gifts. We believe in that. We have Christmas dinner. We have Christmas lunch. We eat at work parties, and we do all that. But my favorite part is just focusing on what it's really all about. That's what I really prefer to do. And I get it. And we watched, like last night, my wife and I watched a Hallmark movie, Christmas movie, and so we do that kind of stuff, and we get into the spirit of it. But I don't get super, like, I don't have all the sparkly, I don't get all, the glitz and glitter doesn't appeal to me near as much as just the spirit of what it's really, really about when it comes to that. But I think that it's also really all part of some people. That's how they tune into the Savior, is by getting involved with the
tradition
fun
of
part
whatever
of it, the tradition, the lights, and that's really what I think that stuff represents. And so, but that's kind of where I come from with that. I try my hardest to be excited about it, but I don't get super just caught up in all the fun stuff. It's just not my personality. I don't know why.
Well, I think that's good, because I don't think it's a Scrooge. I mean, in that aspect of it, I think a lot of us are Scrooges, in the fact that we don't want to participate in the commercialized, go into debt to show someone how much you love them by buying the gifts and the crap and the made in China electron, like all of these things. That's what a lot of us were, maybe grew up a certain way like that, or maybe we had certain expectations as a kid, and then as you grow and raise a family, it's sometimes hard to put away some of that. But there are certain things, or certain smells, or certain cookies, or colors of lights, or Christmas songs, or certain things that you hear that they take you back to a place where it is more of a spiritual connection than just a commercialized gimme, gimme, gimme. I want this Toys R Us catalog and then circle all the things that I want, kind of a thing. And I think a lot of us have felt guilty about being Scrooge like, because we didn't want to play into all those things. I know with 7 kids, with us, not only is it would it be extremely expensive, you know, if we spent $500 or $1,000 a kid on gifts, on junk that it doesn't make any kind of sense. So we've really tried to, year after year, you know, we sometimes feel guilty about it, but we really try to pare things down so we can focus on what is most important. And so we try to limit. We try to make sure that the gifts are thoughtful, are useful, have meaning, have value, and they're not just about the next
Stuff.
Nintendo game or the whatever, you know. And then I think the kids are raised in a certain way where they appreciate all those things, and maybe they won't feel as guilty. Maybe they won't feel a Scrooge. Maybe we'll just tune into what Christmas is really all about, rather than the commercialized go into debt to show someone how much you love them kind of a thing.
Couple of things that I remember. One good and a story that real quick, I'll tell a quick story. But you know, back 15 years ago, they don't do it as much anymore. But remember when they would just on Black Friday, they would like close everything on Thanksgiving Day, and then like at 3 a.m. they would open all the stores, Walmart, and it would be like a mad rush and people in there just trampling each other basically to get to the gifts that they want. It was just ridiculous, and I couldn't stand that. But you had to do, you know, people did that, and there was a lot of people enjoyed it, but I didn't. But there's a story that kind of, it's not just at Christmas time, but it's a story. I can't remember where I heard it or what the details of it are, but it's something about, you know, many years ago, before cars, before the modern era, there was you guys can hear me, can't you?
Yep. Sound good, Bruce.
There was just a guy lived out in the country. I don't think they had they didn't have a lot of worldly possessions. And this kid, he was a young boy, and he had a gift that he wanted. He wanted it really bad. I can't remember what it was. Just something probably simple by our standards, but back then it was a big deal, like just some kind of toy. And I get the idea the kid was probably, you know, either pre-adolescent or in his early teens is the way the story goes. And he was so excited. He wanted to get this gift. He had been hoping for this gift and had kind of a real big desire, and Christmas was going to be ruined if he didn't get this gift. And either on Christmas Eve or Christmas morning, his dad, I think, got him up early, as the story goes, if I remember correctly. I'm probably butchering it, but his dad basically went outside. I think it was cold, and there was a huge wood pile. They had spent, you know, all summer and fall preparing the wood so they could stay warm and cook in the wintertime at his family. And his dad basically hitched up the team, and they loaded that cart full of firewood, and they took it. They also had a bunch of clothes and some food, like a nice meal. And they loaded it up all on the sled or the trailer, or not the trailer, sled or the cart or whatever. And they took it over to the house of a lady there. And I don't know if she was a widow or if her husband was off to war or what, but they pulled up, and this kid remembers watching his dad go and knock on the door. And, you know, first of all, he was irritated because it was like Christmas time, and his dad was making him load the wagon full of wood. Their wood that they were going to use to keep themselves warm. And he was irritated about it. He was mad the whole time. And they showed up, and this poor lady opened the door. I think she had just lost her husband. I'm not sure what the story was, but her husband, like basically, or his dad basically unloaded the meal and the gifts that they had prepared, and all the firewood for her. I think they went and stoked the fire, and they really just helped this lady out. And they may have even invited her over to dinner at their house. I can't remember how the story went, but the kid's life was changed forever because of that story of what his dad did for him. And when I was growing up, my parents were a lot like that. My mom was always dragging us places to go visit older ladies and to serve and to do things. And we didn't always want to do it. But I can honestly say I've never regretted helping somebody out. I've never regretted serving somebody. And so to me, that's the true spirit of Christmas. You know, and I don't know, there's probably people on here who may not even believe, but you know, the idea of what the Savior did for us is the greatest gift of all. And so if we can just kind of, you know, it's okay to swap gifts, I think is a great thing, but just don't focus so much on what we're going to get and think more about what we're going to give, I think is probably a better way to look at it. That's
Mhm.
just kind of how I take it. And so I don't know. It's just weird how I feel at Christmas time because I'm kind of torn between the two ends, like the spectrum. I kind of get emotional on both ends of it. But it's a great time of year, and it is a time for us to reflect. But I do hope that we don't just be nice to people during Christmas. I hope we kind of
Right.
carry that Christmas spirit with us throughout the year.
Mhm.
You know, that's kind of how
Yep.
it should be. I think it's a reminder to us to always be kind and serve other people. I
Mhm.
believe.
You know, it's
That's what.
funny. Oh,
Go ahead,
Greg.
Ryan. I got a
Yeah,
lag here. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's funny that this just gets brought up because I had a chat with my brother, I don't know, 2, 3 weeks ago, and we were just talking about, we normally exchange gifts with everybody, and none of us need anything. It's like,
Yeah.
what do I need? You know, I mean, if I need anything throughout the year, I go buy it. So I don't, it's not like I really need to get any gifts. And my brother was like, instead of exchanging gifts with everybody, he said, let's just make it fun and everybody just get like a $40 gift and we'll just kind of all throw it in and pull numbers and just do kind of like a random gift thing. You just, I mean, you'll make sure you don't get yours, but everybody just pulls a gift and kind of puts a little bit of fun into it. And, you know, but like my brother was saying, like them, they've been talking about, I don't think they had time to do it this year, but they've been talking about through their church going and just sponsoring a family that needs, and just the
Mhm.
amount of money that they normally would spend, still get a little bit for the kids, but just basically get nothing for each other. And the gift will be providing a Christmas for a family that has nothing.
Mm.
Yeah, that to me, that would be
Yep.
the ultimate.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the sad part is we've really gotten so far removed, even from the word Christmas, that so many folks forget about the true meaning of Christmas. We say Merry Christmas. It's not Merry Xmas. It's not fill in the.
Yep.
And if you're of a different faith and you say a different thing, that's totally cool. But for us, it's about Christmas. If we are looking at the birth of Christ and that whole story, but if we actually pay attention and honor who Christ was,
Yep.
what he did not only for the world, but for all of us individually. Christmas is every single day. If we are being a lighthouse to somebody else, if we are shining that light, that reverence is every single day. And so I think it's important to honor tradition, and it's important to honor um, times of the year. And unfortunately, we need something like a national holiday. A lot of us do, to remember some of these things. But
Mhm.
we shouldn't be just remembering Christ and Christmas, or what all those things that we learned from that one day a year. Like Bruce said, it's not Christmas for one day a year. It's every day of the
Mhm.
year, and that's what it means for a lot of us. It's yes,
Well,
it's awesome, but
it's
let's
it's not the spirit of Christmas; it's the spirit of Christ.
right,
That's what I believe. Now, I know there may be people on here who may not believe that, but that's what I believe. And so, if we're gonna honor that, then it's not a one day thing. And I think
right.
most people understand that. But it
I
is,
think
I
so.
do think it's a great holiday because it brings us in focus. Both Christmas and Easter bring us into focus as to what really matters most in this world. The greatest event that ever occurred, the two greatest events, I believe, the birth and the death of our Savior Jesus Christ, because without one, you couldn't have the other. It wouldn't mean it as much. And so, that's really what you just take the muss off of there is really what is Chris is,
Yeah,
we celebrate him. And so that's really what it should be about. Now, once again, I'm not trying to say it's wrong. I think everyone needs
no,
to, like you said, the traditions are important. We do the traditions and we have my whole life,
Yeah.
but I just get so, we live in a world where there's so much noise. We have, just what we're doing right now, this technology, the videos, we have the ads everywhere. We have the marketing, and it's so noisy visually and you know, in our ears. It's just so noisy that sometimes it's hard to just sit back. And like you said in your video, picking up the pieces, Greg, you got to listen to that voice. Sometimes it's too noisy to listen to that voice. And we've got to figure out how to back off from some of what's so loud and noisy and be able to hear what that voice is
Yeah.
telling us, you know? And so we got a little deep here, but I think it's important.
Hey, that's what we sometimes we go deep. You know, this is not just a beekeeping chat show where we're rattling off questions for X amount. You know, this is about the three of us. This is real life. This is who we are.
And of course, this community. I mean, I really, you know, I've been thinking about it. And for those who've been watching my channel lately, I've been going, what I've been doing the last few weeks is just really trying to kind of dedicate myself to the craft a little bit. The bee work has backed off a little bit, just trying to cut out these stream team nuggets and trying to do, you know, up my game a little bit with the YouTube thing and just try to present a product to help, because this community has motivated me to try to get better. You know, you two guys both have your own skills and talents, and I know I consult with you guys on things. Brian and I were talking about some stuff before we got on here tonight, and Greg, we've talked about different things with, you know, stuff that you have expert in outside of bees. And so, and then everybody on here, all these people, the members of this community, it's just so, I mean, it just motivates me to want to do better and to help, you know, grow. And so I'm trying to figure out what I can do to help, you know, further this thing along, whether it be, you know, the discussion like we just had, you know, about what Christmas is all about, or picking up the pieces, or adversity, or whether it be how to become a better beekeeper. You know, all of it's related. Everything's intertwined and related. And if we can become a stronger community and help each other out more, we can all be better beekeepers. And it all just, like you say, what is about those bugs in a box? It brings us all together. You know, it really does. And it always comes back to that. And it's just something that people who don't have bees cannot understand. You know, I know there are communities and all different things out there with boating and golfing and all that, but there's something about bees. You know, it might be a homesteading thing as well. Like homesteaders probably have a similar experience, but beekeeping is not just about having a thing and playing all the time. Beekeeping is deeper than that. And at least it is for me. And you know, it's passionate. We're passionate about it, as so many people are, and I just love it.
Mm-hmm.
Jason made a good point here. Wayne had looks like a death experience. That was pretty powerful. We shared that comment.
Bob, my gosh, man, thanks, Bob. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, Bob, thanks for. I want to thank Ricky and Bob for the Christmas cheer. That's going to go right into next week giveaway. Wow. So appreciate you guys. That's awesome.
Jeez. I got to share.
Bob, you derailed me there.
Jeez.
Thank you for that.
While you get back on track here, I got to share this. And we're talking about the community and everything. Peter B-Wise just sent me a picture. Oh, man, look at this.
You know, it was like yesterday where he was just on here with the baby.
Yes. And now
I look at that picture. Flying.
I know. Wow.
Baby's standing up, starting to walk.
Man.
It's awesome stuff. We got Jose on there now.
Jose.
Next year, what I want to see is that little girl is going to be in a bee suit.
Oh, man.
Be doing some of Jose's, the Uribe family stuff going on. You know, a little bit of that going on with the little bee suit walking around.
She's going to give Max some competition.
Well, that's cool. So we've got a couple things. I'll tease one thing that we're going to. Oh, before we move on, the story that Bruce is talking about is kind of a classic. It's become a classic Christmas story that you kind of see being shared around this time of year. It's called "Wood for the Widow." So if you want to read the whole story, I would read it and I would love to, but it'd be like another 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And so you guys know me, I'm good. I'm good for long tears, so we'll save that. But Wood for the Widow, check that out. There's a lot of good takeaways.
I know it's kind of a famous story. I didn't remember if I'd heard it at church, if I just heard it. I didn't know where I'd heard it, but I knew that I'd heard it before, and it's really good.
Okay, I got some other classic takeaways here from Gleanings in Bee Culture from December 1963. Bruce has been busy doing his stream team nuggets. The first one that I did, and the ones that I'll continue to do are called stream team gleans. And I like to be able to look back and to go into some of these old school things and just kind of see what it's about. But let's just go ahead and dig into this one now. Let's have some comments here. I want to see, what do you guys think the price of a queen was December 1963 in the advertisement or advertisement in the Bee Culture Gleanings? Go ahead and drop some comments there, and let's see who can get the closest there on the price of a queen in 1963. Hail Eyes. Did they have bees in 63? Oh, man. So one of the cool things here, as folks guess, there's
$3.
There's all kinds of neat things in here. But I'm going to go through the table of contents here that has the monthly honey report. A 1 million pound producer, bee venom and arthritis, our gold banded Alaskan pets. We have finally done it. Low cost comb storage, larger European market expected for U.S. honey this year. Don't miss it. A Christmas fable. Misconceptions about bees. We might have to dig into that one tonight. Research review, newsreel editorials, Christmas message, live and learn. Let's talk about honey plants. Bee registration, AIDS disease fight. Honey cookie smorgasbord. Breakthrough in the bee business, standardization. Northern Michigan beekeeping experiences. Beekeeper featured in a national ad. Why you should join the Federation. News and events. Obituaries. Wow, that is old school. Beekeepers Night. So I thought that was pretty cool. We were talking here about what Christmas kind of means to us all there. Okay, so let's go through some of the comments here. $3.99, 50 cents. I don't want to do that thing where I just like hold up what I'm looking at.
My guess is $1.79, by the way.
I thought
$1.79.
$1.50.
$1.50. Okay. Here's what the ad looks like. I don't know if I hate to do this to you guys. I know how annoying this probably seems to hold.
Can't see it.
No, it's probably backwards.
No, it's not backwards.
Right here. Okay, so that's what I'm reading from. It says, bees and queens for sale. We use all possible care in accepting advertisements, but we cannot be held responsible in case disease occurs among bees sold, or if dissatisfaction occurs, we suggest that prospective buyers ask for a certificate of inspection as a matter of precaution. See, back in 1963, they were still making sure they were CYA when it came to queen breeders.
Yeah.
But here's what's interesting. I believe that a lot of life goes in cycles. Andrew Looney, thank you, sir, for that super chat. I'm a big believer that things go in cycles. They go and things come back. So in 1963, I'm not smart enough to do that math. That's 40 and then another 20. That's 60 years ago, almost, mm-hmm. Right? Here we are 60 years later. You guys have heard kind of what the buzzwords, what our genetic backbone for our bees is primarily heavy in the Caucasian with some of the Carniolan traits, right? So check this out. This ad for bees is Carniolan and Caucasian queens for 1963. Now, any quantity at $1 each.
Wow.
We guarantee live delivery. Now, here's what's cool is to throw out the hat tip.
Wow.
To all the folks that came before. Lewis and Tillery Bee Company, Route 3, Box 251, Greenville, Alabama.
Okay, go ahead and finish. I got to tell you about that.
J.H. Tillery, manager. Go ahead, Bruce.
So back in the day, back then, Alabama was possibly the #1 queen breeder in the world. Greenville is over. It's west of here, kind of northwest of here. Raymer was another place. RMUR. That was a huge queen breeding place, and I think those places are not too far apart. But they would sell out. They would sell just thousands, if not millions, of queens and packages out of there many years ago. They would ship all over the United States and Canada, I believe. And so Raymer, Alabama is just a little country town, and I've been through there. And it's just, you would never believe it, but it was a huge queen breeding place. And now there are really no big professional queen breeders here. Maybe I should do it. But anyway, right now I got to figure out how to get my genetics less mean before I can sell.
Get them
sell
straightened up and get them.
I'm working on it. I got the Pepto Pinks. I will tell you though, some of your Pepto Pinks were a little bit feisty the other day, but it was cloudy and raining. They've been robbing a little bit, so they were a little feisty. But some of them weren't. So anyway.
This says in the miscellaneous section, it says bees removed from house or tree or hive without touching either house or bees. Bees will then move honey into hive. Save property, honey, and bees with my method. Send $2 for details. Satisfaction guaranteed. George Hawkins, Route 1, Lawson, Missouri.
That's almost like the birth of Dirt Rooster.
I think there is so much gold. We could spend all night.
Wow.
In some of these things. But the last thing that I wanted to read here, and if you're just tuning in, I'm reading from Gleanings in Bee Culture, December 1963. Isn't that cool? It's pretty art. Great. I love the old school stuff here. Inside the pages, they're black and white pamphlets. But this one here, fitting for today, is Christmas Message.
Oh wow,
1963. So I'm gonna read from this and then we'll move on. Christmas Message 1963. As we approach Christmas in 1963, we find ourselves becoming a part of all the traditions that signify the spirit of the season. Green holly and flaming poinsettias, glittering tinsel and decorated trees, gaily wrapped gifts and festive family dinners, colorful lanterns and carolers with glowing faces, nativity pageants, and sacred Christmas Eve services. Yet the spirit of Christmas is not a seasonal experience. How about that, Bruce? At Christmas time, we need a quiet moment for self-examination and a time for personal rededication to the true spirit of Christmas, so that it becomes an enduring and controlling influence in all that we think and do. The spirit of Christmas, peace, goodwill, generosity, and cheer must prevail in all our relationships all through the year. We can exercise the Christmas spirit in being willfully kind to a troubled neighbor who needs an occasional friendly ear when tensions mount and move in for him just to talk it over. We can let the Christmas spirit be reflected in our unselfish cooperation with fellow workers, uniting efforts to produce the best possible product and service. We can demonstrate the Christmas spirit in our own generous understanding of husband or wife when frictions born of daily pressures loom suddenly on the home horizon, like when Brian goes from 10 hives to 200 in 1 year. We can live the spirit of Christmas in repeated patience with a confused child in need of assurance and guidance. We can be exponents of the Christmas spirit if we use it to guide us in an unbiased, sincere, and thorough consideration of civic problems. We can personify the Christmas spirit in our own willingness to change our objectives and actions whenever honest reflection and a fair appraisal of our life's program shows us a change is in order. To let the Christmas spirit so abound in all the phases of our life is the ideal human rights program, guaranteeing for us all life abundant. And that's written by Miss Harriet M. Grace, the director of the American Honey Institute.
That's pretty cool.
Very fitting.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's just another Gleanings in Bee Culture, December 1963.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing, man.
Spanky had a comment there. He was sending stuff to the old P.O. box. If you do want to send a Christmas card or honey or anything to the farm for us to do a video on or check out, you can do that 1500 Flint Ridge Road, Hopewell, Ohio, 43746. So I think it's cool. You know, we're talking about Christmas is a cyclical reminder for a lot of us to get back in tune, to get back in touch, to remember what it's all about. And it's neat to even go back to December of 1963 and hear them beekeepers not afraid to express who they are as a person and what Christmas means to them. I think that's an also another important reminder. Gleanings from bee culture.
Saying the same stuff. Yep.
Same
That's
stuff.
awesome.
There's an old proverb, and I'm a true believer of it, that there is nothing new under the sun, except for Brian's 3D printed hive tools with custom messaging on.
I got to make sure. Is Mike Berry?
Mike
Berry.
Mike Berry. Breaker 19. You got a copy?
Call
Mike
Mike
Berry.
Berry. This just cracks me up. Calling Mike Berry.
No, he's out.
Mike, are you here?
Yeah.
Mike.
He's been working hard. He's
Mike,
probably feet up.
Can you
Mike.
see that?
How I do. Yeah, that's awesome.
How I do.
That's it. That's going to be featured on an upcoming Mike Berry video. How I do.
How not
Castle House frame
to.
holder.
But
Does the other one say how not to? Not how to. Not how to. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's great.
Awesome.
Speaking of Brian and his new gadgets, did you guys know that Brian has a brand spanking new website?
wow.
Brian, where can folks find all of your 3D printing goodies, including your what you're known for is your 3D printed hives? You've got your frame rest. You've got honey. What's your website, Brian?
It is now. This kind of goes after the Ohio State. It's
The one and the only, the Castle Hives.
The Castle Hives. Yeah. I'll put it up in the chat.
TheCastleHives.com, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Looking good.
Yeah, I've been working on it. I've got a couple things on there. I've got the hives, so I think I'm going to transition a little bit more to this site versus the Etsy, but I've got that on there. I've got some chunk honey. The customized frames that are on there are actually they are these. So they're the 3-frame ones. And I actually sold 2 sets of these already on there. But I'll put whatever lettering you want on it. So that's what the customized frame holders are. But yeah,
Brian, there's a question here. It says, are you printing any AR uppers or lowers?
that would be a no.
Okay, just so we're set the record straight.
Yeah, that would be a no. I tell you what though, that's not the first time I've been asked that question, because every time I drop off a package at the post office, little kid in there that he's got a couple patriotic tattoos, and that he shook a box the one time. He said, "What are you bringing in here all the time like that?" I said, "I have a 3D printer." He said, "You going to do some AR pieces?" I said, No. I said, "I no." Yeah.
If you want to check these out live action, here coming up in January at the Hive Life Conference, you'll see the 3 of us. We're gonna be together a bunch over at the Nature's Image Farm booth. We have a big booth this year. We've got a whole corner set up to collaborate with other YouTubers and folks. Stop by. You can also check out, Brian will have a lot of his wares for sale right there at the Nature's Image Farm booth, the Stream Team corner, collab corner. There, look at that. Nice.
And I don't think Mike's on here. He probably fell asleep. I want to print up about 10 or 15 of these single sets with the new, how I do, not how to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna sell them for the cheap, you know. But what I want people to do, and it's going to be like a stipulation, if you buy a set of those, you all need to get together as a group, or even if you find them at some point, and go up and just kind of make a spectacle out of it and be like, are you're Mike Berry? You're Mike Berry? Can you autograph my frame holders for me?
You're
So
gonna have to have Sharpie right there so you can do that.
Mike's gonna have to release a video on how to autograph fans frame holders.
yeah.
Oh man.
He has one of those already, doesn't he, Brian? He's been using it, hasn't he?
No, so this year,
I thought I saw him using one time.
He has a hive, but if you look at the difference in the sizing, Mike was saying that a lot of his hives are
too close together.
You know, you've only got a couple inches in between each hive, and he said, I would love to have a frame holder, but they just don't fit. And I said, I can make one that holds just one frame. Can you do that? I said, yeah. So this is the little design, and they're sturdy. I mean, I had them back on this box back there. I could even cut off a little bit off of this.
Oh, there's Mike. He's on here. He's on here. Mike is.
Oh,
hey,
I'm not talking about Mike.
Hey, Brian, didn't Ed get one of yours? I think I saw him. Ed,
yeah.
I see son of one on here. That's Ed. He lives close to me. I think I saw on his video he had those.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he has them. But the difference, I probably am going to add the singles onto the site just because, I mean, they are so sturdy and to hold one frame, you know, they're.
I mean,
they're
really,
solid.
that's really about if someone needed something like that. If you just need a place to put one frame and then work the rest, you know.
Mike says I've been hiding and laying low.
Yeah, at least, yeah, good move.
Yeah, well,
so I guess you can go over you can check out Son of One, the #1 YouTube channel, and you can see how Ed's using Brian's frame holders there too. And looks like Rob commented on how exciting Hive Life is going to be. You guys have no idea how cool it's going to be, because we intentionally are paired up with the coolest group of folks, all right. And we're all next to each other and across from each other. It looks like we got Bohemia Bees is going to be right near us as well. We've got us. We've got Premier Bee Products, Hives for Heroes, and Larabis. Like the crew, we're going to be in one spot all together. It's going to be live action. There's going to be so many collaborations going on. If you've got a YouTube channel, or if you just want to come take a video or say hi, get a selfie, whatever you want to do, we're going to have a collab corner set up. We're going to have lights, cameras, mics, the whole nine. It's going to be an awesome place to just come hang out, talk bees, get to know each other, shoot some collab videos. Don't be shy. Dude, don't feel like you can't come up and say hi, or you can't come up and get a video. We all want to shake your hand, get to know you, see what you're up to. That's the funnest thing about Hive Life. Yes, we need to go there and pay for our trip by selling the things that we have in our booth. But I am so excited to just visit with folks. It's going to feel like a family reunion again.
Yeah, we're gonna have. Last year was that way, but this year there are like 3 times as many people, or like at least double as many people, more than double as many people coming, plus the vendors. So it's gonna be just crazy.
Brian, what in the world are you? Oh, what is that, Brian?
You can even get a picture by this.
That's right.
Should we show them?
It would be un-American not to.
Okay, Brian. We have to show it now, Brian. You opened the can of worms. Now we got to show it.
All right, here I'm gonna stop the can, but I'll keep talking. Okay.
He's
building it up.
It's like behind the scenes.
We need some really theatrical dum 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 dum. It's really.
You noticed how that logo on there, when Brian talks, it kind of
stuff. Yeah.
Look at that, man. That's Brian. The technology is just incredible.
Don't say any bad words, Brian. We can all hear you as you try to unzip and put that thing, whatever that is, in plain sight.
Yeah, man.
Everybody on here. You guys haven't even seen this yet, have you?
I don't know, but Brian has never looked better, has he, Bruce? Look at that.
Yeah, you guys haven't seen it. You guys are horrible.
Drum roll, please. Just a shout out to everyone who's on here. I see Matt and Sarah, Russell Koopman. We got Hale Hives, the Texas Beekeeper, Larry Gandy, Jimmy's Minis, Bees,
Here
Boats,
he
and
is.
more. That's a new one. That's cool.
He's back. He's back. Look
Here
at
it
this.
is. Oh, wait. Oh, how do you go full screen? Let's make him go. How do we do that, man?
Make it big. Make it big.
Oh my God, it's clear up to the ceiling.
I don't know how to do that. How do we get you here?
Click on him. There you go.
Look at that.
So we got the banner. It's got our logos on it. It's just going to be kind of fun.
Yeah,
So we can get a picture by that as well.
And
fun.
then
Look
at
at
the
that.
bottom, yeah, it has the streaming. Streaming on YouTube Wednesday 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
There
Anyway.
it is. It will be easy to find. We'll be easy to find.
We're going to be easy to find and
just keep your ear out for like bad puns and jokes and just hooting and hollering and goofing off. That's where we're going to be. It's going to be a lot of fun.
yeah.
Good work,
for sure.
Brian.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that thing, it came out really nice. I was really happy with Vista. So, yeah. I am like beyond excited to get down there.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's going to be.
Man, I tell you, I'm excited, but I'm a little nervous. And the reason I'm nervous is I just don't know how I'm going to catch everything. Like I want to. It's going to be awesome.
It.
Yeah, there's so much to
You're
do,
not
man.
catching
So many people
everything.
to meet.
Just forget about that. That's why there's videos. You know how many presentations that I actually seen last year?
Yeah, there were a bunch.
0. I didn't see a single speak. It wasn't even.
Oh
possible.
yeah, the speakers. Yeah.
You're not going to see. You almost have to just. The speakers are great, but guess what? You can watch the video of the speakers later. But what's going to be going on in the vendors halls? It's going to be live, and that is of course no disrespect to the speakers because there's fantastic speakers.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is everyone's going to realize, oh, I can catch up on the presentation later, but I won't be able to be with all these people later. And so what you'll probably see is it'll be packed in the vendor hall all day. Every day.
Yeah, it's going to be packed everywhere. I think there are going to be people. The thing is there's so much to do. You know, it came in as organized this thing so that golly, it's just going to be just. Yeah. I mean, I've never been. I honestly, I have to confess something here. I've never been to another bee conference before, but I can't imagine. Last year was my first time going to a bee conference, and I think anything else would have to be a disappointment compared to that. I mean, am I wrong about that? I mean, I know there are some really good ones, but. They have different
Hive Life
things.
is changing the face of beekeeping. Conferences, trade shows. I got to watch what we say here, but it's been done careful. A certain way for so long, and folks are absolutely
they're hungry.
What folks vote with their wallet. What other conference has 2,000 people showing up, spending the kind of money, traveling as far as they are, to come see YouTube beekeepers and vendors? That's not what the market is dictating. Is that, and I mean no disrespect, but yes, folks, they want the PhD, they want the master beekeeper, they want some of the institutional based education, but what folks are hungry for is the practical, the common sense. They want information from beekeepers that are either doing it for a living, or they've been successful enough at it to where they can share their experience and they can say, hey, and they're honest and humble. I've murdered a lot of colonies, and here's what I did different. Here's what I do in my context, my goals. Here's what works for me. That's what people want. People are tired of hearing doctors in this or just regurgitate studies and things that was 2 years ago. That's just now coming to light. People need information. They want to know what is going on right now. They want current, up-to-date info from beekeepers. And that's why I think Hive Life is crushing it, because there is so many speakers that is exactly their forte. It's about the beekeeping, the approach. Here's why we're doing what we're doing. And then the what and the when falls into place. You've got vendors and companies who are stepping up in a big way to provide products, provide things that are helping beekeepers. That's why Hive Life is crushing it. And if the rest of the states and the conferences don't get on board with that, they're going to be lost in the dust. And that's just a fact.
I've told the story before. This is only going to be the third year of this thing. That's what's crazy about it. Yeah.
It
seems like, but I remember back this is before the first Hive Life back, probably a year and a half. The first time I ever had the guts to reach out to Cayman, because I was a little scared to talk to folks, and I reached out to him. He got back with me, and we were talking, and I was kind of surprised he knew who I was. But anyway, he said, Bruce, he's like, there's a real problem in the beekeeping world. He said that you have people who are real successful commercial beekeepers, kind of like what you were talking about, Greg, that you've got people who are just getting started, and they won't share. They don't share. Like a lot of the commercial guys, a lot of the people who are successful won't share their quote unquote secrets. And he says, we've got to stop that. We've got to get through that. We've got to figure out how to do that so that instead of having a 5 to 10 year learning curve as a beginning beekeeper, as a hobby beekeeper, you can cut that time down and you can become successful. So I think the whole idea behind it is exactly what you said, to bring people together, the people that are successful, that have the knowledge of real world beekeeping, together with those who are trying to learn, and just learn together. And then you bring all these vendors in, my goodness, and the prices. And he really is trying to get people there who are innovative, who are creating new products, better products, on the cutting edge of the beekeeping industry, and people who are motivated to provide good customer service for an affordable price. And that's the whole idea. It's just like a big, what's the word I'm looking for? A big community of people that are just bringing their best ideas and their best selves and just sharing it with each other. And people are hungry for that. And then you add this community that we're a part of right here.
Yep.
Stream Team community, Hive Life community, whatever you want to call it. But it all is it's an upward swell, and it's like they say, the high tide raises all boats.
Right.
That's what happens. Your boat may not be as big as the next boat, but they're all moving up. Everybody's getting better. And the idea is that everybody gets to improve and do better in their own sphere, in their own space, in their own ability. And so that it's just a magical thing that's happening. And it's awesome. And it's cool to be a part of it. So I'm excited.
Bruce, if you're nervous, you're going to be there for what? The whole 2.5 days.
It's just, man, I want to, last year before I went, I told myself, I didn't bring I don't even know if I brought my camera. Maybe I did. I just had my phone. I'm like, I'm not even going to do the video. I just want to enjoy I just want to enjoy it. But then I got there and I'm like, I've got to do something. So I shot some video on my phone. It turned out to be a really good, fun video. Yeah. All I did was kind of, where are you from? Tell me your name and a little bit about yourself, and over and over and over again. And man, how cool was that? It's like document all these people I met. And this year, after last year, and after this Stream Team thing, and after all the people that I've had the privilege of meeting and reaching out to, even people locally here that I didn't know before we started doing Stream Team. I mean, if I think about that and then you multiply that times possibly hundreds, I mean, my gosh, it's just going to be impossible to even come up for air almost. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
And it's I'm excited to meet people too. I'm excited to go out and find people and meet them that I've seen on videos and I've seen, so it's going to be just probably one of the coolest networking things the beekeeping world has ever seen, this Hive Life thing that Cayman's created. I think that kind of is where it boils down to, the networking that's going to take place. I don't know if there's ever been another place that big. Maybe there has been in the past, but with that many people in one place, all that kind of recognize each other from, the videos, the YouTube and everything. And
look back at your old videos. Like I've got some collab chats that I've sort of been saving, that I haven't even put out, that I took with folks last year, little interviews and things.
Wow.
And when the first round of Hive Life videos came out, I thought, I don't just want to throw the video out there because everyone else is throwing their Hive Life stuff out too. So I just saved it. I sat on it, forgot about it, found it, and then was digging through it. It's so cool to see, me and Mike Barry's first interaction, or me and Bruce's little, those early interactions, or me and Jose, or some of these guys that now I consider good friends and can pick up the phone and talk to, and it's nothing, but there, just in those first early moments when you didn't know somebody, it's so interesting to see, Hive Life is powerful, not only because it's bringing relevant, practical, information that folks are hungry for, not only because it's bringing in vendors and products right to the people that the people are supporting and voting with their wallets, but it's a venue for that conduit where bees are the conduit
Mm-hmm.
to people, like we say. And then those folks can make those connections that are way bigger and deeper and more meaningful than the conference itself, or even beekeeping in and of itself. When you're connecting with other people that are like-minded, those friendships are long-term,
Mm-hmm.
and some folks would argue eternal. That's a big deal. Like that is
Yeah.
really neat to be able to take things to a whole other level, because there is a place for us all to get together, and do that. To me,
Yeah.
man, that is super,
Yeah.
It's just
super
gold.
neat there.
It's
Yeah.
magical. It's magical. It really is. I mean, we're
Yeah.
in Christmas time here. We can say it's a magical
Yeah.
thing that happens.
Mike,
know-
yeah, I'm gonna put that video out, Mike, because I can remember, there was just I don't want to say weirdness, but there is sometimes a weirdness when you don't know somebody, and I just came up and said Mike Berry, and it kind of threw him off the, so that was pretty cool, Mike.
Let-
Hive Life was awesome because talking about Mike, I had to corner him and I got him right on video. I was like, "So
Yeah.
you're gonna do a live stream, aren't you, Mike?" And he was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll do it." And I'm like, "Okay, I got it on video. So if you don't, I got
Yep.
it right here. You told everybody you would." So it was so much fun last year.
You know who intentionally blew me off last year? And he even admitted it. He's
Who?
not even on here tonight, so it won't even matter.
Who?
He's busy on his new barbecue YouTube channel. Oh, Yappy the Bee Man himself. He totally blew me off, and he even admitted it. Yappy, if you listen to this back,
Oh man.
Speaking of Yappy and Dirt
I'm just
Rooster,
kidding.
Randy, tomorrow we're gonna have a Stream Team Nugget with those guys on there. So that'll be
Oh,
pretty cool.
Nice.
Speaking
Nice.
of those guys,
Bruce has been busy with the Stream Team Nuggets, and I like it because it's not regurgitating or recirculating the same information. We're able to go in and take the very important piece of something and then give it new life so that that information is out and it's relevant and it's its own standalone, rather than having to of course we want you to dig back and watch the videos, but it's neat to be able to, what's also neat is you're going to get it from Bruce or me or Brian or whoever does these kind of things. You're going to get their perspective, like nuggets that Bruce has taken away, gleans that I'm going to take away, something that triggers a thought process that we want to share with you. It's its own video of itself, and I think the thought process is neat. And Bruce, you've been doing a real good job, with your nuggets there. So you have one coming out tomorrow with Randy and
yeah,
Yappy.
it's gonna be about cutouts, bee removals. We had a really good clip with them about that. That was back one of the early, like last spring. And you came on that video, Greg. I think for this particular clip, you came in a little bit later, but you were on that video later in the video. I haven't watched the whole thing. It takes a lot of time to go back and listen to these darn videos and find
It
these
really
things.
does.
Yeah.
But I figured out how to watch YouTube videos on double speed, and so that way I can get through them a lot faster. If I'm just walking around if I'm bottling honey or whatever, I can just pop them in and just kind of listen to them double speed. Or if I'm driving, you can listen to them almost like a podcast, because you can just turn them on and listen to what they're saying, and that way I can find clips and then I can start cutting it out and doing it. But the whole idea behind it, Greg, you actually did the first one a while back. You did one, and I thought that was a great idea.
You were my
Yeah.
the first. You were the
It
special
was-
guest on the maiden voyage. Yeah.
But I like the idea of it because, like you said, instead of trying to wade through a 2 or 2.5 hour video with kind of all the the fun stuff we do, the cutting up, you can kind of get right to a topic, and you can pull out a 10 to 15, at most like 20-minute video typically, but it's just on a topic, on a subject where we kind of, and some of them are emotional, some of them are kind of inspirational, so to speak, with the guests we've had, and some of them are just bare bones, be basic stuff like nuts and bolts. If you want to go full time, this is what to consider. If you want to do cutouts, this is what to think about. If just things that I think that folks that are interested in bees, whether they're going to get bees or they just are interested in bees, I think they can watch these clips. And I think if you go from one to the other, I think you'll remember some of this stuff, but I think you'll find some good stuff in there. And I'm trying to pull out things that I think people will enjoy, things that meant a lot to me, or that kind of jumped out at me. And so hopefully folks are liking those things, and it'll be hopefully some type of evergreen content. It's hard to go back and watch a 2.5-hour video. You know what I mean? It's just hard to do that, but it's not hard. If it's a topic you're interested in, you can go watch a 10, 15 minute video.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm trying to do with these things.
Well,
So,
I tell you that there is something there's something unique with that approach, because I can remember being a kid and sitting on them old wood pews, and Grandpa was the preacher, and Grandpa will just get off on a tangent, and then all of a sudden I'm thinking, man, that's mean. Why is my grandpa talking about me? Everyone who's ever in church, they sometimes think that the preacher is talking about them. He's not. That's the message he's given or he's putting out. So what's interesting is when we go back and dig through some of these live chats, there are pieces of information that I can only speak for me. I've been working on some too. Bruce probably has a similar thing, as we don't just play through them and say, oh, hey, that would make a. Sometimes there's something gets put on your heart or something just resonates with you. You don't even know why, but hey, this is awesome. This needs to go out. The fact of the matter is sometimes someone just needs to hear that message. You don't know who it is. You don't know what it's for, but you felt compelled and called to put that out there. So you do. Some of these videos that we've put out, picking up the pieces, especially Be the Lighthouse. There are things that get laid on our heart, and we just put it out there, and it's for somebody, and that's the end of it. So I like the approach of consolidating some of the stream team chats with specific things that then roll out, because it breathes new life, and it hits somebody. I think that message is for somebody, when we do it like that.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my, I really, the one that really tugged on my heart probably was the one that, remember, you just put that video out about picking up the pieces. And then we did that the same day, like an hour later, we did the stream team live, and Jose came on there a little bit later. He got on there a little bit late, but he was in there, and he got to talk about him losing, the hives in the flood. And man, that was like an emotional, I'm getting chill bumps. My hair's standing on him thinking about how just powerful that segment was. And that may be my favorite stream team nugget I put out so far. It's called, When Tragedy Strikes. But yeah, I think it's fun. And I think hopefully it'll help some folks out, and you guys can get in that playlist and find some things that you enjoy watching. But if you'll notice my channel, I'm doing different things. I'm kind of just doing all kinds of different stuff. I'm not just doing my typical bee inspection videos. I'm doing some of those, but I'm trying to just kind of hit, different topics as they kind of come on my heart and on my mind to do, and just trying to improve my skill level on what I'm doing, but also trying to hit some different angles, and hopefully I can become a better beekeeper and a better YouTuber and a better, part of this community. So just working on it. But anyway, enough about me.
I need to get out with this here gadget.
What do you have? Your scope? Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, those videos are neat. Yeah, those videos are neat, Brian.
I've got it. The thing's all fully charged up. It's ready. Our weather here, it's just been steady cold, and I'm not complaining about that, because I would rather have it.
Mm-hmm.
We have just been where normally the last few years, Greg, and it's that roller coaster up and down.
Yep.
We have just had a steady flat line of just cold weather. So I need to get over and take care of that one apame, but that's, for videos, I haven't been able to do much, and probably down payment on next Up Your Hive giveaway. That's awesome.
It could be. Who knows?
Thanks, Hail Hives. Appreciate it.
But this thing here, it'll probably start making some appearances that way. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
some appearances. That way I can at least get some content out,
Things pretty quiet. What is your Christmas beekeeping look like right now, Brian, in Northeast Ohio?
This right here.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I can't say the same down here.
Bruce, what's
oh man,
it's got to be an angry time of year for bees.
Yeah,
this time of year, isn't it?
I was just talking. Stan put on here InstaVape. We've been having a joke going back. we've having a joke going back and forth about how you straightened me out on the instant vape that night, how you spell it. And so Stan and I have been going back and forth about how he figured that out, I think at the same time I did when you said that night when you
Oh.
corrected me on how to spell it. So
I didn't correct you.
I know, but it was, well, I mean, I needed to figure it out because all my stuff had it spelled this way. And so anyway, we got it fixed on everything that I could. There's a couple videos and where I said it wrong, but anyway, it'll be fine.
Well, Stan will be there. Speaking of Stan, he'll be there at Hive Life. I think he's going to be right around the Hives for Heroes booth. We're all going to be in the same area. That's going to be.
I look forward to seeing Stan. I look forward to seeing so many people on here.
That much fun. Probably that shouldn't even be legal. That's going to be a one of a kind situation there.
I just got to say too that so many people on here that I know I met a lot of folks on here last year and that you introduced yourselves to me, but if I can't remember your name, just please don't be upset with me when I see you.
Make sure your name tag is in plain sight because all of us are probably terrible.
A lot of you that have different, like you don't have your name in your YouTube name. I don't know your name, and so don't don't be upset if I, because it's going to be so crazy. It was crazy last year. This year's going to be doubly, twice
Brian,
as crazy. So.
What in tarnation is that?
It's that powered GoPro stick that I'm going to need this bugger at the Hive Life because...
Is that a gimbal? Is it gimbal?
No, it's that Volta, but you can run. It's got the controls all on it, so I can just hold this. And
does it have an air cooling effect so it can keep your dang cameras cool?
I haven't really... The new one, what did it go? 45 minutes of like straight at 4K.
Okay.
At your place. Remember that day?
I'm just a little salty with GoPro still, and I always will be.
But
you want to know what that's about? Just watch the Cayman or the Bob interviews and that I did, and listen for all the beep beep beeps or the GoPro's constantly crashing. Yeah.
Speaking of technology, like this thing right here, y'all, this has been.
What is that, Bruce?
It's an iPhone 13.
Is that a telephone?
13 Pro.
Wow.
That's mainly my videos. I've just started using this thing. I had a Canon M50 with these little mics I bought, and I've been using it for a while. And I got to tell y'all, the video quality on this thing is better, and it's so much more convenient. And I've recently, my biggest thing has been the sound. I can't stand the, hearing. I can't. So I recently bought some new mics I'm trying out. Yeah. So I've pretty much gone exclusively to this thing, and it's a good camera. It works. I mean, it works well. They've got the cinematic quality, which I haven't used much, but they have just. Mm-hmm. It's just, if you want to do YouTube videos, you don't have to buy some really big expensive piece of equipment. No, you know, honestly, you can just use your phone to get started if you want to.
Did you guys hear the interview? What was her name? The Texas bee lady, Erica something.
I didn't hear it on Joe Rogan.
She was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
I didn't hear it, but
I thought of you, Bruce, because she went viral, like 80 million views or 140 or 50 million views on a video that was old footage that she just took, and her husband said, just put it out there. And she put it out, and the thing went viral. It's iPhone video.
Yeah.
So there's some of us that geek out on the lens and the camera and the this and the that, and we can't escape that. But sometimes that can be a limiting factor because you feel like I've got to have this camera or this tripod or this set of lighting or this or that or to take the video. Meanwhile, you have Mike Berry with a Hero 3 out there just doing it up, So don't let what you don't have be a limiting factor on you making progress, or just, as Bruce says, hit record and get moving, because if you get stuck in that mentality and that trap, there will always be something. It'll either be the memory card's too slow, or it's not the right lens, or it's too dark, or I need this, right? And it's never ending. Just make do with what you've got. Get out there, get the content, share your experience, share your journey. That's what folks are interested in. And then eventually you'll find ways to edit and do things that are in your style within your abilities. And that's what's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I've watched some of the folks on here this year that I didn't even know. For example, I just discovered, and I may have known this before but didn't realize it, but Tim Huffman has a channel, and it's pretty darn good. And I just discovered one of his videos popped up on my feed, and he's doing a great job. But everybody I've seen on here, like, we've got some new YouTubers on here. Some people have been doing it for a while, but I've seen people really working at trying to improve their craft and do better. And you don't have to be fancy with it, but as you learn video angles and different things, you can just kind of, if you work on it, you can get better and better. And as you do that, it doesn't have to be professional, crazy, wild stuff you're doing, but you just learn certain things as you work with. I look back at some of my old original videos and, oh my gosh. I mean, I had no clue what I was doing. I had a Galaxy 6S or something I was using. I didn't have any idea what I was doing, but you know, it's kind of fun to look back on them, but it's been a great journey. It's a lot of fun. So don't let the fact that you don't have fancy equipment hold you back, but do work on your craft, try to get better, you know, try to figure out how to, you know, try to figure out angles and do things and it'll come for you. It just takes time.
There's a couple people that in the last year started channels, and one I know well, and Greg, you might have talked to him as well. Bruce, you might have, but Charlie, Sawmill Charlie,
yeah,
you know, was sitting there and what do you about this and that? What do you need to start and all that stuff?
That's right. That's right.
And I said, just get your phone, just start filming, just do it. Just start filming, just do it.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I look at Jose's comment here. It would be fun to go back.
Yeah.
Pop that up there. That would be awesome to watch everyone's first videos. We should do that. We could do that one night, maybe. Just go back and go watch people's first videos.
I don't even know what my first video is. I'm scared to look.
Yeah. I know mine are bad, but just even that would be a lot of fun. But yeah, I encourage folks to go back and watch some of mine because you can just see. I mean, and my biggest videos that I've had were not. I mean, I thought they were kind of fun, but looking back on it now, they weren't my best. They weren't my best videos ever, but people liked them, and so I need to tap into a little bit more of that. Are y'all going to do stream team? What do you say?
I think we should. I think we should do a stream team live from Hive Life at some point.
That'll be fun. Yeah, we could do it.
We kind of got in the. I think we kind of. I don't want to say we got in trouble, but I think we ruffled some feathers with some folks, because how do I say this? Our booth was lively, and we were shooting video, and there was conversations, and there was things going nonstop, and it wasn't intentionally to be disrespectful to anybody. It was just the fact that there was people constantly coming to say hi, hang out, and talk and chat. So now that the vendors are away from where the presenters are, it is going to be live action nonstop.
It's going to be a madhouse.
So I think we should actually schedule it and plan it. Let's do a stream team live chat from Hive Life, right from our collab corner. Why not? That's super cool. Yeah. So Stan, thanks for bringing that up.
We'll just have to do it at one of the lunchtime hours. That way there's no speakers.
If we do it at lunch, we'll have to have Jose stop by, and we'll get him a big bowl of okra.
Is he going to be there this year? I don't
know. If there's okra there, we'll be eating it. We'll be eating it ourselves.
Jose, are you coming? Jose's on here. You coming, Jose, this year? I know last year was quite a sacrifice for him to come because they were trying to get stuff kicked off. So, he said he's missing it. We need to send. I wish we could.
Well,
I can say this because Randy's in here. We're going to have the person, Silver Diamond White Trash himself, will be there.
Is it Willie?
Isn't that Mike Berry? You guys are throwing me for a loop there. I see. Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Randy's got some new shirts and and some coffee cups over there at the Dirt Rooster booth. So that's going to be. There's a lot of folks in here that I think are. Hail Hives has got something going on with Ricky. I think for. Oh, I gotta be careful doing that. I had my, that sore tooth I had. I finally got to get that thing pulled yesterday, so I keep forgetting about that and doing dumb stuff. But, anyways, Hail Hives is. I think he's a part of a giveaway for a horizontal. So that'd be pretty cool.
Wow.
Keith Spielman is actually going to drive. Is it? What's the name of the tank there? Bessie, Bertha probably.
Oh wow!
He's gonna drive that right through for a cameo.
I tell you what, you guys have. So everybody that's on here, you all know next week is going to be. It's like the anniversary.
Yeah.
There's a special intro. Just wait till you see the intro.
Oh boy, can't wait for that.
Some of the videos, like Keith's video, I had to have him do another video because that was probably like
nice.
the all time. Wait till you see this one.
Oh man,
So-
Bertha, that's it.
Oh man, yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
I tell
awesome.
you what, it's just golly, man. Just thinking back about the past year, guys. I mean, how
It's-
cool.
It's going to
How
be. Now just wait till. I mean,
Yeah.
like
I know.
another year from now, I can't. Like that hurts. Like
Oh,
I can't go that far. It's just like. Ugh.
Well, I got to
But,
get through. I got to get through January 5th and 6th first.
You know, the thing
Yeah.
about it is like, you know, in years
6th and
past,
7th,
you get into like you're thinking about, you know, for me, you know, 6, 7, 8 years ago, thinking about beekeeping this time of year or January, like you're not worried about anything. Because yeah, I'll go out, I'll build a couple frames, I'll, you know, take some rough cut lumber, and I'll take the aggravating, painstakingly time to dado my corners and then assemble all my boxes, and then, you know, and then now it's like there's zero time because, like, you know, tomorrow the wax dipper gets fired up and I get the wax cleaned up and I get boxes, sort of getting boxes dipped, and we've got to get buckets ready. And, you know, some of the things that we're taking to Hive Life is, you know, some of the things that we did, you know, last year. We've got 1 gallon bucket feeders. We've got 2 gallon bucket feeders. We've got plugs. Wow. We've got the Pura Hive kit, the wax dipped Pura Hive kits with all the new Premier boxes and frames. There's going to be some other things, some pretty new things that aren't even on the website yet. That'll be out there. There's a few more things, but I don't want to get into. We'll make some of those a surprise. But I saw ECP Prospecting said he had some hats for us, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've got Jose sent a hat. I've got that on display there at the shop, and Nell from NKY Honeybee sent a hat over, and so it's always cool. I like, you know, it's when you guys send us stuff. I want you to know how much we do appreciate it, because we either wear it, use it, or we hang it up so we see it all the time to keep. You know, it's kind of like where we go, we take all of our folks with us. You guys are on display. When you guys send us honey, you know, your honey, your farm names, your businesses, your names, your art and work of beekeeping is on display for everybody to see, along with everybody. So it's just a little way that, you know, everyone's always involved and out in the forefront and the focus. So I think that's pretty cool. Brian, what are you laughing at over there? You can't not tell us what's so funny. Uh-oh. Silver diamond white trash on a frame holder. I almost think that he needs like what would that, man, what can we do special for Mike? Silver diamond white trash. Like, what would be really classy?
Well, I got him.
We should get him a pair of socks and Crocs, and have the Crocs like studded out, and have him just like walk through with glasses and just cruise through there like
with
the
the
man.
cane. With the cane.
Look at what Jose said on here about 2024. Did you see that?
I can't. The comments are going too quick. Let's see.
Pull that up, Ryan. That's hilarious. I could tell, just Jose. That's so perfect for Jose.
Yes, rolling with a trailer, griddles, bust out tacos. Yep, and some quesadillas. Yep.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
That's the kind of vendor booth.
He's like,
that would be a real hit.
If he pulled that thing out into the parking lot, there'd be a 500-foot line at lunchtime at that food truck.
He could make a living doing that. He could make a pretty penny.
Yeah.
There's a question here. B-Bum is DJ Barracuda going to be there? He will be there. He'll be helping work our booth. We've been streamlining everything. Maybe that would be a great. Maybe this year we'll get into some of the nuts and the bolts of the businesses and the branding and the things that go on behind the scenes, to help formulate a business and keep it moving forward. We've had different iterations of the YouTube channels and podcast names and all these kind of things. And so now everything is under the Nature's Image Farm umbrella. So if you're looking for our podcast content, you're going to find that at Nature's Image Farm. The YouTube videos are all Nature's Image Farm. But what's really exciting, and some of the big changes for this coming year with the podcast, is, yes, you'll hear me and Dan doing episodes talking about stuff, but you're also going to find a lot more variety of content on the Nature's Image Farm podcast. You're going to find some stream team replays are going to go right back to that. So if listening on your way to and fro is your speed, you're going to be able to do that there too. If there are smaller, tighter nugget pieces, little smaller, quick clips, those are going to be also on the podcast. But Susie and I are also going to be sharing a little bit more about our farm journey, the business side of it, how we're building this new supply shop, where we started from, where we're trying to go, and all the steps along the way. We do a lot of other things around here as far as raising and butchering livestock, canning, growing a garden, raising crops, things that are all tied into the big picture of who we are under the Nature's Image Farm umbrella. So you're going to find everything from beekeeping, homesteading, large family stuff, interviews, stream team replays, episodes when Dan and I can get together and do some things too. So it's going to be pretty, I'm looking forward to that in a big way. So check out the Nature's Image Farm podcast. There hasn't been a new episode in a little while, but that's getting ready to change. So we're looking forward to having you guys on there.
So the Contrary Beekeeper Show, you're changing the name then to Nature's Image Farm?
That's all right. That's all been streamlined under Nature's Image Farm. Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting that you brought that up, Greg, because I've been thinking about, I've never done a podcast, but thinking about doing some stuff too. So maybe you could help me figure some of that out. But anyway, at least for like the nuggets and the stream team stuff, and just for some other basic stuff I want to do, but we could do some stuff together. But yeah, you do a great job with your podcast, man. It's professionally done. It's just awesome.
There was life's funny the way it takes you, but there was a point in time where I thought that was my direction, was an audio engineer. So I went and got a little piece of paper that says I'm supposed to be good at doing audio and that kind of thing. And then life went where it did, and that went on the back burner for quite a long time. And then now it's handier than a shirt pocket. When now I need to be able to try to put audio out where I can make myself legible and get information that people not only want to hear but enjoy the sound quality. Sometimes some things can be too rough, and then folks won't even listen to what you have to say because of the quality. That's not an excuse for not getting started though. So that's a whole other show of
is it true that 50% of the experience with a video is the audio? I mean, I've heard something like that where the enjoyable experience is like at least 50% is how it sounds, because, like you said, you shouldn't discourage people from doing it, but if you can't hear what someone's saying, and that was one thing that really bothered me when I was first getting serious about YouTube about 4 years ago, I think it was, is I would just record on my old iPhone or my whatever phone I was using at the time, and people would say, "We can't hear you." And I had no idea how to adjust the volume, had no idea how to improve that. And people would say, most people could hear, but there were people that had issues with hearing. They couldn't hear very well. And they would just say, I couldn't understand what you were saying. You need to improve your audio. And so, sometimes people get offended when people have negative comments in the comment section of their videos. But most of the time, stuff like that didn't bother me, but some things that are a little bit disrespectful might. But then when I think about it, sometimes there's some merit to that. And so I really tried to kind of dig in and figure that out. And knowing you has helped me, figure some things out, Greg, just kind of the quality of sound. And still, I don't think I'm where I need to be, but I've hopefully I've gotten better with that. And I use the editing software now where I can adjust that a little better and increase or decrease the volume and things like that and try to make it sound right. And so
there's a saying in the audio visual world, trash in, trash out. That is 100% true, to a certain extent. When you're talking about audio formats where it's audio only, I mean, you not only does the audio need to be crisp and on point, but you have to have your plosives, sibilants, your S's, your T's, your P's, your pops, the annoying things that as a human, when you're putting headphones on, you're listening to, in your vehicle, when there's certain things that for some people are triggers, and you absolutely cannot even begin to listen to hear or see those things. So if you are putting out content because you are sharing a message, you got to be able to have people actually hear what you're saying and not have things that are distractive or are interfering with you with that message. So audio is extremely crucial. When it comes to video, you can have video where, like, one of the more interesting formats now is where the audio is hardly is actually it's not important at all anymore in certain formats because the videos are being played with captions or subtitles only. How many of us will watch a video and you might let it cruise up through? You'll see a little bit of it play. You end up watching the subtitles before you even click on it to make that noise in your area. A lot of us are, sensitive to, I think, what I would say noise pollution, whether that is just something that's bad sounding or you don't know what you're going to get when you click on it. So you don't want that out, playing around you, but you might cruise and see, okay, what are they talking about, to see if you're going to invest in actually watching that. So in video format, it's crucial that you have the video share the message, but the audio has to fall in place where I think on a video like what we're doing right now, we're all on upgraded microphones, usually or we're in headphones, or we've invested in things to where we can project the message in a manner where folks can hear it. If I start talking back like this, and then I'm like this, and then I'm like this, and then I'm like this, that gets to be no one's going to pay attention. So yes, I think for something like this, audio is at least 50% of the hurdle. But when you get into YouTube videos and you're in detail describing what you're doing, you need folks to be able to hear you without wind noise. Anyways, I'm going to get off this boat because I'm going to geek out. But is it important? It is important. But what's most important is you get whatever recording device you have out and you start working on the craft. You start working on you.
Yep, that's right. Man,
Well,
it's hour 51 minutes in, guys.
Sheesh.
The dying question that folks want to know is they want to know two things, guys. They want to know, number one, what is your most favorite Christmas cookie? And what is your most favorite? Oh, three things: favorite Christmas cookie, favorite Christmas song, favorite Christmas movie. Cookie, song, movie. Brian, you go first.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I got it on DVD. I watch it I've already watched it this year.
Yep.
Song. I've been driving my wife nuts for the last probably month because as soon as Christmas music hits the one radio station, I turn it on that station, and every single time we get in my car, it's Christmas music solid.
Nice.
For like a month. So I don't know whether I have a certain favorite song. I don't know. Cookie, man. I don't even know because do you think I got to this shape right here just having one favorite cookie?
Is there like one that you just gotta have every year?
I mean, I like Buckeyes. My mom used to make those when we were kids.
Nice.
She'll still make,
LHIO.
Exactly. See, if you now, and this isn't
the
a
Buckeyes.
This is.
I know what you're talking about. We have those down here too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They're so good. Yeah, they're so good. That peanut butter and chocolate. Yeah.
Yep.
I was just making fun of you because you're an Ohio State fan.
I know.
And their mascot is a nut, so I thought that was funny.
There you go.
There's no argument to that.
Yeah. That's probably mine.
Okay. Yeah. Bruce, what about you? Favorite cookie, favorite, or Brian has all. Bruce, favorite cookie, favorite song, favorite movie.
Favorite cookie, man. I'm a chocolate chip guy. I like chocolate chip cookies, but my favorite pie of all time, and we have it both at Thanksgiving and Christmas, is have you ever heard of a Toll House pie? Also almost known as Gwen's Kentucky Pie. Oh my gosh. It's like a pecan pie with chocolate chips in it. It is so good.
My teeth hurt. The tooth that I just had pulled hurts. Just thinking about that one, man.
Just look online at, I think, Kentucky Pie, I think is what it's called, or something like that. And or Toll House Pie.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I could eat. Everything else is just, in my opinion, that's the best pie on the planet. but I like other pies too. But yeah, the cookie, I would just say, I just like chocolate. I like all kinds of cookies. I like Buckeyes. I like cookies. It's hard to pin it down to one, to be honest, but the old chocolate chip.
Song and movie.
All right, song, I'm going to say Oh Holy Night. I love that one, but there are so many good ones. Or Silent Night as well. I love both of those songs. But there's so many good songs too. I'm just more on the, that theme, more the Christian theme. And, I like Christmas movies. There's 2 or 3 Elf, Christmas Story. Lisa put in here, It's a Wonderful Life. Great movies. As far as a favorite, I don't know what the favorite is. There's several. But probably, Elf is pretty darn funny, man. That's a pretty funny movie,
Yeah.
And but the Christmas Story, they're just good. And so anyway, I didn't give you specifics, but that's where I'm going to go. Greg, how about you? Let's turn this back on you.
Well, for all the folks in the comments, especially Bob Walker, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's not a Christmas movie.
He put Elf on there.
No, I'm just kidding. I love the argument that Die Hard is or isn't a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
For me,
it's true. It's not.
I love all Christmas cookies. Obviously,
you can't do that though. You can't do it.
But my absolute most favorite, the one that I think, I can get a little sentimental, I think, at times, and the ones that when I think of, there's a certain cookie that my grandma used to make, and that she passed the recipe down on to Susie, and she makes them every year. There are these things, I guess they're more of our maybe Dutch German heritage, but they're called pitzels. They're like a
I know what they
the
are.
anise flavoring, like the black licorice flavoring. They're like little real thin but crispy, done in like an iron pitzels. Those are my absolute. I can sit down and crush a stack of those things, just like that. So when I see those and I smell those and I eat those, I just can remember just being a kid and grandma making those, and now the kids enjoy those too. So it's just a fun way to kind of pass that along. Favorite song, I am right there with you, Bruce. My absolute favorite Christmas song is Oh Holy Night. That when it gets to the chorus where it's fall on your knees, it just that whole build up to that point, it always gives me goosebumps. That's a big one. And then Silent Night would be my next favorite. The third favorite Christmas song would be the National Lampoon's video opener, just because my favorite Christmas movie is National Lampoon's, hands down.
Yeah.
That is just it's real nice, Clark. I mean, Cousin Eddie, I love all that. Big fan of Chevy Chase in those Lampoon movies.
Yeah.
But that's classic. So we all kind of we share into some of the some of our favorites. And then the last question I'll ask you is, what is your least? Is there a Christmas song that comes on and you're just like, oh, are you serious? Brian, is there a Christmas song that Mr. Christmas doesn't like?
I listened to Christmas music for like a month straight, so
no. You're like my wife. My wife starts listening to it like before Thanksgiving if she can.
Yeah.
She loves it.
I have, and that's why Tara's looked at me and she's like, just you like put on something else, or
like let's get Thanksgiving out of here first.
Yeah.
The only song that when I hear it just makes me cringe. Look, I love a lot of the Beatles, right? Especially the post British invasion Beatles, right?
Yeah.
But the Paul McCartney, Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time, is so cliche cringe that I almost started to like it, because when I hear it, it's just traditionally cringy. So that's probably the only one that's just, when I hear that, I'm just like, what is that? But anyways, it's, Grandma Got Ran Over. That's a good one. My grandma used to get a kick out of singing that to her.
Head right now.
Grandma got ran over by a reindeer.
That's awesome.
So, well, cool. Well, guys, we're at the 2-hour mark, and so I thought it would be fun to just talk a little bit about what Christmas means to us. We did that early on. We kind of we were able to glean into the bee culture December 1963 to see what Christmas meant to them and the message that they wanted to put out there. I think that we've all been pretty clear about the meaning of Christmas, what that means to us, and that's something. The spirit of Christmas and of Christ is not something that we just have for one day, or we hold that until all the presents are unwrapped. That's something that it's a part of who we are. It's a part of how we interact with folks. It's a part of all the things that we do, our thought processes. It's something that we remember and we revere daily. And that is what, when you hear us say, be the lighthouse, that's an epitome of exactly what we just said. It is having that light shine through us as just the bag of bones and the vessel that the light can, whether that's passing along a message, being there for someone, helping out in any way that we can. But that's what be the lighthouse means to us. So, guys, I'm really looking forward to. There's so many fun things going on, but next week on the Castle Hives YouTube channel, The Big Show, the 1-year anniversary show, thousands of dollars in giveaways. It's all going to lead up to the big grand prize at the end of the night, which is going to be a wax dipped Pura hive kit with bees. And that's going to come right here from the farm, Nature's Image Farm. That one's going to be awesome. There's going to be so many incredible giveaways too. But you have to be present. This is not something that you can just phone in on. You got to be there for those giveaways. Brian has done a fantastic job. Hats off to Brian for all the work that you've put into it to make it happen on your channel. You guys should see the itinerary. I mean, it is hot and heavy, fast and furious. Every 2 to 5 minutes, it's boom, it's boom, it's boom. There are so many guests that are going to come in. I want to thank everybody for participating. All the folks who are sending in the videos to be a part of this. For all the folks that have donated and wanted to give some things away and provide opportunities to pay it forward for others. It's a big deal. I want to thank everybody who all year long have been supporting all of our channels with those super chats, whether it's $1 or 100. We appreciate it. And that's the money that we take and we put right back in to provide in those things that we just give out to folks. Just a little way that we can all kind of just keep paying it forward. So I appreciate all you guys. Brian, you have any final thoughts before we cut loose here, other than go to thecastlehives.com and check out Brian's new website?
That's about it. Just looking forward to next week. No, next week is going to be a trying one. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun though. So, but yeah, everybody, appreciate everybody always just tuning in. I mean, I can't believe that we're going to hit a year already. So it's just amazing. So,
Bruce?
Yeah, I just because next week I know it's going to be right before Christmas, but we're going to be so crazy busy. I'm sure we'll mention Christmas, but that won't be it was a good idea, Greg, to do that tonight because next week is going to be so crazy. And I hope we have 500 people on here because we got, it's going to be so much fun and so much to watch. So, invite your friends and everybody to come on. But I do want to just kind of closing out, the theme tonight has been Christmas and ECP said Bruce is indecisive. I kind of am. I really don't have like favorites of a lot of things or least favorite of a lot of things, but I do know what my most favorite theme of Christmas is, and that is what it's really all about, the Savior Jesus Christ. And I would encourage everyone, let me see if I can just kind of this video right here. I don't know if you can see it or not. You can't. It's called The Christ Child. If you just type in The Christ Child on YouTube and just watch it, it's just one of the most powerful Christmas videos I've ever seen. And it's just about exactly that. It's not, it's just, there's no bones about it. They tried to make it authentic as possible. And it feels like you're there when everything happens. It's super powerful. It's a little bit of a different take from a lot of the videos you see. The nativity, it is the nativity, but it also goes into kind of the true stories of the wise men and stuff, but it's not a lot of talking. It's just powerful scenes and music, and you feel like you're there. And if you want to feel the spirit of Christmas, just check it out. It's about 17 minutes long. So I'm going to encourage everyone to do that. And every year, the video's been out for 2 or 3 years now. Every year I watch it several times and I always share it on my stuff. And so if you check it out. I think it'll bring Christmas home for you. I haven't watched it yet this year, but I'm going to start watching it. I'll probably watch it 3 or 4, even 5 times. Just to let you know one thing about that video, we were at a Christmas dinner, Christmas lunch. I think it was probably 3 years ago, and it was loud, and we were having a good time, and we decided to, and I said, hey, let's watch this video. We kind of thought about it as my brother's house. And at the end of that video, everyone just kind of sat there and looked at each other, tears in their eyes, because of the power of what Christmas is really all about. So that's my encouragement for you. I challenge you or charge you to do that if you want. If not, that's fine too. But it's my favorite, by far my favorite Christmas video of all time. So
Cool.
other than that, we're just gonna move right on into Christmas and 2023, and I gotta get these bees ready for pollination. They're a little behind right now, so I got to figure out how to do that. But we're just gonna do the best we can and roll with it. And I look forward to what's coming up. I would have never imagined a year ago what this has turned into. I was just hoping to maybe figure out how to do a live stream or two, and it's turned into one of the most incredible experiences of my life, and it's been so much fun. And I just appreciate you guys and this community, that we have right here in the comment section, and it's just been phenomenal, man. I've just made so many friends and met so many people that I never would have met if it wasn't for those bugs in the box and for you guys.
Yeah.
Those dang bugs in a box, Bruce. They
bugs in a box,
they
man.
tie us all together. They bring us. There's so many life lessons that we can learn from those bees that totally transcend the thing that we think we're looking at, and tie us into that greater divineness that you've talked about. Mike Berry has talked about. We all were kind of alluding to in that bugs in the box video. So, for me, I think it's important to be passionate in life, whether that's beekeeping, what you believe in, what you stand up for. These things are faith, beekeeping, family. That's who we are, and I appreciate the opportunity to feel comfortable sharing who we are, what we do, how we do it with all of our folks, and that those folks appreciate that too, and show up every week and support us and what we do. It's a big deal. We couldn't do any of this without you guys. Otherwise, it would just be me, Bruce, and Brian talking to each other, every week, which we probably still would do. But knowing that folks are listening and that it's helping folks and it means something to them is kind of a big deal. So I want to thank you again. During tonight's chat, we had some orders came through for some queens and some packages. So I want to thank you guys for that. The package bees just went live today on our website at nature'simagefarm.com. If you're interested in being a part of the Learning Yard, learning hands-on, joining this local community of beekeepers here at the Learning Yard, it is absolutely free for all military veterans and for our nuke and package customers. So if you're looking to buy nukes or packages or queens, go right to nature'simagefarm.com. Check it out. If you are looking for packages, use discount code STREAMTEAM, one word, save $10 on each package. That's good through December 25th at 11:59. That sale is over with. So just a little way that we can help support you guys too for supporting us, save a little bit of money. We appreciate you guys. And just another reminder that all these housekeeping things, the giveaways, trying to promote brucesbees.com, thecastlehives.com, nature'simagefarm.com, that helps us have the tools to do all of these things moving forward. And it's a part of who we are and what we do. And we thank you guys for supporting us. Remember the real reason for Christmas. Don't get caught up in all of the lights and the sounds and the cookies. Spend some time reflecting, remembering what it really means, and then try to incorporate that in every single day of your life. That's what it means to be the lighthouse too. I want to thank you guys for watching. And as always, remember to be the lighthouse and be the change that you want to see in this world. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.